With the gala occurring soon, me and the girls went to the gown shop in downtown Windenburg. Although it took us all an hour to get there, we knew it would be the best place to get our dresses. This boutique is among the most illustrious places to get a gown from. Liz and I met Nisha there since she will have to jet after this. Derek is taking her to meet his mom today. And I know she's been looking forward to it since they've already spoken plenty on the phone with each other. While there, it seemed like I tried on every single dress and still couldn't decide. Every dress was stunning, and I could see myself wearing each one. Liz and Nisha found their dresses quickly. Liz already knew what she was getting, since she had been scouring the catalog online for dresses that would be showcased in this season's collection. And Nisha was able to narrow down her choices almost immediately because her and Derek decided to match colors, and there were only 2 dresses there that she would choose from. After what felt like hours of trying on dresses and shoes, I finally found the gown. Apparently, this shop is where the A-list celebrities get their gowns for special award ceremonies. There is only 1 unit of each design placed throughout the store, which means no one else would have the dress I walk out with today. That gave me confidence in choosing a dress that would both be unique and impress James. Yes, James. After asking me to accompany him to the gala, he also asked me to start calling him by his first name. I guess it's fitting, since I'll practically be his date for the gala.
Hey Frank, how's it going? You and the family still coming to the gala scheduled for tomorrow, right?
The wife and I will be in attendance. However, Hera will not be able to make it. So come Monday, you will have to have James call a meeting to have her inducted at headquarters.
That should be just fine, Frank. I'll be sure to have everything set for Monday.
Good. I know Tara is looking forward to reuniting with James, and they should have no problem getting reacquainted. After all, they chose each other in their youth, so I trust they will get along quite well as adults.
Sounds like you've got it all figured out.
Precisely. Vincent, you know all too well, it's nothing for me to throw a few $100 million into the company, so long as the Espinosas can benefit from it.
Of course, Frank. I'll get James on board.
Very well. Please tell the missus I said hello.
Will do. Thanks again for your investment. See you tomorrow.
At last, the day of the gala. The venue was stunning. A grand ballroom with crystal chandeliers and tables set with the finest china. Liz and Nisha got ready at Nisha's house since it's their tradition to crash at Nisha's after getting buzzed from all the champagne being passed around. Derek agreed to be their chaperone for the night to keep the creepy bunch of investors at bay. Although James asked me to accompany him today, the constraints of the occasion called for him to arrive earlier than expected. So while he prepared, making sure everything was intact before investors arrived, I was at home taking my time getting ready. He insisted on sending his driver to pick me up in lieu of himself, so his driver sat and waited for me outside as I finished up. As the guests began pouring into the venue, James was tasked on making contact with any investors who attended. The founders of Grady Enterprises were pretty adamant about securing more business deals during tonight's event. Although I didn't rush to get ready and left at a reasonable time, traffic was terrible in the city, so it slowed me down. I kept getting texts from Liz and Nisha saying that James looked uneasy because I hadn't gotten there yet. But before he knew it, I arrived.
I got you like you got me, and I'm with it. If you with it, committed, committed, committed. So please don't be scared. So please don't be scared.
As he stood there in fascination, we exchanged glances with a subtle smile.
But I'm never gonna fold you. True call, but I'm never gonna fold you. Grown now, but I'm still.
While he wrapped up conversations with investors, I found Liz, Nisha, and Derek over by the photographer.
You know I might outgrow you. We just gotta take our time. Get out your head, cause I've been on the mind. I've been waiting all day to see you. We just gotta take our time. We just gotta take our time.
Throughout the evening, I could feel his eyes on me as I moved around the venue. As soon as he saw an investor trying to chat with me, he intervened.
Cause I got you like you got me, and I'm with it. If you with it, committed, committed, committed. So please don't be scared. I can have you, you can have me. We can do the main thing. I can have you, you can have me. If you do the same thing, I can have you, you can have me. We can do the main thing. I can have you, you can have me. If you do the same thing.
James introduced me to what felt like half of the room. His compliments about my organizational skills felt deliberate, almost like he wanted people to know he trusted me. But there was something else. Whispers. Quiet conversations as he brought me over to meet the original Mr. Grady, also known as Vincent, James's father.
Mom, Dad, I want you to meet Sophia, my PA, and also one of my most valued assets in the company.
James, I wouldn't get too comfortable with hiring any more personal assistants. We have a lot of deals to focus on this year, and I can't have you distracted.
The tension I could feel as he introduced me to his parents was so intense, I just wanted to dart out of there.
While you're prancing around here with your arm candy, I've been making deals to get us back on track.
I pretended not to hear, but Vincent's words stuck with me. Vincent spoke to James like I wasn't even standing there.
Frank Espinoza is pouring a lot of funds into development, so we must keep his recommendations at the forefront. Therefore, he and I have decided on inducting a COO to work with you, and I think you will be pleased with your new business partner.
But all the while, as he listened to his father's rant, I felt James pull me close, cuffing my waist gently. but firmly holding me close to him as if he were trying to protect me from his father's words. After the stinging introduction to his parents, I intentionally kept an upbeat frame of mind so that no one would be concerned. The rest of the night, we both saved face and enjoyed the time spent. But despite my efforts, I could see James flashing glances at me throughout the night, as if to check in, seeing if I was okay. While giving his final speech, I noticed him indirectly mentioning some of the work I did this year to keep the company in good standing.
I want to highlight how thankful I am for everyone who has put in extra hours this year to maintain a level of quality that Grady Enterprises exudes.
Almost like his way of subtly showing me how valuable I really am to him. While I appreciated him doing that, I couldn't help but keep replaying the conversation he had with Vincent in my head over and over. After the final speech, I told James I was leaving, but he insisted on driving me home himself. The car ride felt a little awkward because we both weren't bringing up the elephant in the room. I found myself rambling on and on about the delicious appetizers, how nice everyone looked, and how much fun I had with Liz and Nisha. But I know James knew I was just trying to remain poised about the uncomfortable talk we experienced with his father. When we got to my place, James asked if he could come inside to use the bathroom. But instead, he used this as a chance to clear up any confusion I had. And he knew it would be the best place for us to talk.
I want to apologize on behalf of my father's remarks. You didn't deserve that.
The fact that he didn't end the night without discussing what happened made me even more attracted to him. When he didn't say anything at the event, I began to assume that maybe the light changes he warned me about was Vincent alluding to my position being dissolved. But to my surprise, James reassured me that I'm not going anywhere. In fact, the very work that I've been doing for him all year has been attributed to him uncovering secrets left behind by Vincent when he was CEO. James told me everything, including his strategy on how he plans to prosper in spite of his father's gross mismanagement of funds. And the best part is, he wants me involved in every step of the way. James confided in me, assuring me that I am one of the only people he can trust right now. Before he left me that night, we agreed to appear in the office like nothing changed. But starting tomorrow, we adhere to a strict cadence by meeting up at my place or his to work on our exit strategy. The next day, James came over and we got right down to business, discussing our exit strategy. And through discussion, I raised some questions concerning Liz and Nisha. I wanted him to know that they deserve to be told the truth, so that they too have the autonomy to stay with or leave Grady Enterprises. James relieved my concerns by explaining Derek's role to him, and how Derek is more than just his lead attorney. Apparently, Derek is one of his dearest friends and is already on board with the plans. both Derek and James want to rope Liz and Nisha into the strategy, but only when the time is right. After a while, I got hungry and offered to make us a margarita pizza. I could tell that the energy between us was lighter. He was different. When it was just the two of us, in a relaxed environment, he was far more talkative than usual, being silly and cracking jokes. I never got to see him so comfortable before today. It was like he was finally in a space that allowed him to just be himself. James was letting his guard down, and I enjoyed every bit of it. After finishing the pizza, we stood there in a peaceful silence. And then, less than a foot away from me, he stops and just stares into my eyes. No words, just silence. Like he was admiring a fine piece of artwork. My heart was beating so fast you could almost hear it. And then I realized he was only wiping pizza sauce off my face. How embarrassing. After James left, I followed up on plans for our exit strategy. At this point, I'm actually working round the clock, but now it doesn't seem like work because I'm actually building something substantial with someone I truly admire. Over the weekend, Derek took Nisha on a little romantic getaway. So Liz and I did a little grilling and hung out by the pool. Liz kept telling me about this psychic lady who is able to give accurate readings down in the city. So when Liz kept hinting at me going to see her for a potential love reading, I finally decided to indulge her, and we took the rest of the day traveling down to the city. When we got there, Liz introduced us. The psychic explained how the session works and gave me a disclaimer, stating that everything she tells me are potential outcomes and they are subject to change based on my own choices. After that, she shuffled her cards and Liz left us to our reading.
Right away, I am sensing 3 secret admirers. One of them is involved with someone else. Another is planning to make you an offer. And the other one is hard to say. I can't quite see that far, as they are guarding their actions to take with you. You have had no contact with 2 of them, yet one of them is going to be pivotal to your future success. You have the evil eye upon you, an envious woman. She wants you out of the picture. I see an engagement happening very soon. You or someone else close to you may be expecting. It looks like an unplanned pregnancy. Your secret admirers range in their field of energy. One of them is very good for you. Another cares deeply for you, and the other one seems to have somewhat of a dark energy surrounding them. I recommend being very careful when you travel alone, and be sure to stay aware of your surroundings.
After that reading, my mind was all over the place. I don't know what part of that reading to believe, which part actually applied to me, and if she was even legitimate. Liz is crazy for bringing me here. She's into this kind of stuff, so it probably aligns for her. But nothing that lady said seems significant to my life at all. So I guess we'll just have to find out.
Everything is being prepared for you to start Monday. I imagine James will be delighted to see you.